My name is Irion Ardwell, and I'm a proud St. Martin. In a few short weeks, our country is going to be heading to the polls to elect 15 new members to Parliament. There's 126 candidates from 9 different political parties that are contesting this election, and I think the entire voting population can benefit from knowing a little bit more about who these candidates are. Over the next few days, I'm going to interview a few new faces and a few political veterans. So join me, St. Martin. Let's talk politics. Welcome to another edition of Talking Politics with Irion. I'm joined today by the number 9 candidate on the National Alliance list. He's none other than Mr. Ardwell Irion. A pleasure to have you. How are you doing today, Ardwell?
Good afternoon, Irion. Thanks for having me. I'm doing good.
Excellent, excellent. So, Ardwell, earlier today, I made a comment to a friend that I was going to be interviewing you, and she's somebody who kind of keeps her ear close to the political scene, so to speak. And she made a comment to me that, oh, Ardwell is one of the new candidates that all the parties wanted. Is there any truth to that? And if there is, why do you think that's the case?
I think I won't say all the parties, the top 4 major parties, yes.
Okay.
I think they saw what I did in my own personal life, what I do through my foundations, what I did in Holland, and they saw a lot of potential in me. And you know, some people would believe that they only want me because of the millennials or the young target group, which is understandable, but they also understand that they're getting older. Let's say the parties that exist already, they are maturing and they need new blood. They need new leadership in the party also in the future. And I think they saw that in me. So
why did you choose to get into politics?
Why did I choose to get into politics? Even more important, I think, is the timing of getting into politics. I chose a specific time to get into politics.
Okay.
I think this is the right time to get in.
So this is a calculated move?
But it wasn't calculated in a sense of I planned it a year ago.
Okay.
I was actually asked, I think a week before Power Station Day.
Okay.
Or a week, no longer than a week for sure.
Okay.
And after being asked and after having having discussions with the 3 leaders, I told myself, I sat down and thought about it and said, you know, I think it's the right time. It's a perfect time, actually.
So you were sought after by many of the political parties out there. Why did you choose to run with National Alliance?
National Alliance was the party that was most receptive, I believe, and saw the vision that I had as a young professional.
Okay.
And I think I made the right decision also since my decision, I've seen how they have accepted me and they embrace me and they take my ideas fully. Okay. So I'm for sure, I'm happy with my decision. So
for those voters out there who may not be familiar with you, what qualifies you to contest this election? Other than the fact that a lot of the political leaders think you can attract some millennial voters, what skill set or what qualifications do you bring to the table?
First, I would say the voters, they already set the criteria. They did. That's why I said initially it's the right time. I could have ran 2 years ago in the first election. I didn't. The voters, the electorate of St. Martin, they're saying we want a change. Yes. We want to see new people in Parliament. We want to see people that can represent them, that they can be proud of. And because of the new criteria set, I think St. Martin is ready for me.
Gotcha.
So not that I was ready to run, I think St. Martin is now ready for me.
Okay. So to familiarize some of the viewers, what is your current position?
I'm the financial control at TIAT, Tourism, Economic Affairs, Traffic and Telecommunication. I am also known as the fitness guy, Mr. Team Don't Quit, or TDQ.
Yes.
Through my foundation, and I became very popular in the sense of in fitness through the Fitness on the Rock.
Yes.
We had our 2nd annual Fitness on the Rock. We had our first one actually here at Blue Mall.
Yes. I remember that.
I think that kick-started the whole Fitness on the Rock hype. Yes. And I'm also now I've always been into empowering and personal development, and I have another foundation in Venue Academy, which does this. All my friends know me as a person that, if you're my friend and I have never told you or tried to empower you and tell you, you have to read this book, you have to do this, you have to develop your skills, then we probably weren't friends.
Okay, I never got a book from you, so we'll have to work on that, okay, between us, hopefully after this interview. But with your current position, I can only imagine you've seen a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff of what's happening with government and how we promote our island. What do you think are some of the things we're doing good, and in what areas do you think there's a lot to be desired?
I've dealt with at least 4 ministers in the past since I started to
Wow.
work.
And when did you start this current post?
In 2014 June.
Okay, and 4 ministers already.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
So I've seen the effects and the damage that instability in government does, for sure.
Okay,
Even though the organization continues, the decisions are always made by the minister. The final
Sure.
decision is always made by ministers.
Sure.
So I've seen the effects and damages of an unstable government.
yes,
I'm a person that believes that stability brings growth.
yes,
So you're not gonna have me jumping ship, as some people say. I also believe in an independent thinking. So being able to say, you know, guys, even with your own party, I think that this is the way we should go.
Okay.
Not blindly follow, but bring something to your party and say, hey guys, maybe we should actually consider this or consider that. Bring suggestions to the party, not just they say A and you say nothing. No, you should always be able to feel confident in the decision of yourself and the party.
yes. Okay. Recently, a topic that's made a lot of headlines was stimulated by, I guess, the leader of your party, Prime Minister, Mr. William Marlin, and also the Finance Minister, Mr. Richard Gibson. There's been several press releases now concerning the China Pro project. What are your thoughts on that project and the way it was introduced to the community?
You know, some people talk about the introduction of the project. I was happy to see a project introduced. You know,
Good point. Yeah, true.
You're in real estate. You're in
Yeah.
real estate business. You see a lot of projects get done, right?
We see a lot that just start off with a big, pretty drawing, which is the stage where this is at,
Exactly.
in all fairness,
But
and never move forward.
Exactly, but the community doesn't see it.
Correct.
If you drive around the whole island right now, this project from the airport happening right now, the whole airport section is being developed
Yes,
right now.
yes.
I've never seen a project brought to the community. I've never seen a town hall meeting given or provided to the community.
Okay.
And so I was happy to at least be involved in and be able to ask questions at this town hall meeting.
Fair.
The delivery, maybe. I mean, you know, Gibson isn't the guy who's going to use, let's say, Prezi. You know,
Yes.
maybe his
Yes,
delivery.
okay. Fair enough. Okay.
You know, maybe his delivery was not the best, but I think the idea, the concept of it, I mean, that was not his decision. That was a decision taken by our island years ago. We decided this is the type of tourism that we wanted to go.
Yes.
The mass market tourism.
Yes.
That was our decision that was a political decision made years ago. So he's just continuing the footsteps. I read a few times already that, and I also believe based on articles from SHTA that we need a 5-star hotel. We need high quality
Yeah, absolutely.
hotels.
Yes.
So he went and sought after one. We need to diversify our market. So we went and did that. We chose, as an island, we chose mass tourism. We didn't go to...
There's no going back on that,
There's no
for
going
sure.
back.
Yeah.
And even if we wanted to, it's going to take a long time to get there.
Yes.
Another thing, again, you're in real estate. In every country, what did they use to boost the economy?
Yeah. Real estate. You need foreign investment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Construction.
Construction boosts every economy.
Yes.
So the idea of the project, I think, is a good one. You know, the concerns that people have are, you know, they are good concerns. And what I believe is the concern that they should have is, by us not being the government, that their concerns will become the reality.
Okay.
The National Alliance says, with this project, we'll guarantee jobs for locals, we'll guarantee tourism,
Yes.
and we will guarantee that the environment will be taken into account.
So is this project only possible with a National Alliance-led government? So, argument's sake, after Election Day, if National Alliance does not find itself in a position of either where they're part of the ruling coalition or a flat-out mandate, so if they're in the opposition benches, will this project then go on the shelf, or do you think another government can step in and run with this project?
No, I'm saying that let's say the project is started now already. The groundbreaking is September 17th. Let's say the project starts now. I'm saying that what we are guaranteeing you now, work for locals, more tourists, and environment, if we are in, the National Alliance could guarantee that. If another party is elected in office, then the guarantee doesn't stand anymore, because then that government is responsible
To work,
exactly.
negotiate the details
Yes.
and... Okay.
Labor permits, The Rummy permits is all done by government.
Ardwell, it's a real pleasure sitting here and speaking to you. I love to see young people getting involved with the future of our country. That's so important. Being that you've been so close to what's happening with the Ministry of Tourism, we've heard a lot of talk about the importance of diversifying our economy and diversifying our tourism product.
Yeah.
What are some ideas you have in this direction, or some thoughts that come to mind when we speak diversification in St. Martin?
I think the first thing we have to do is look at our current our current market. Are we getting the most bang for our buck? Are we getting the most bang for our buck? We invest now. We have a budget in the tourism in TIAT.
Yes.
And we divided them amongst the North American market, the South American market, the Caribbean, and I would say St. Martin needs to invest in its strengths and not its weaknesses anymore.
Okay.
It takes a long time sometimes to get your weaknesses up to par with your strengths.
Sure.
But we don't have that time anymore. Our market now is currently 70% North American market. We have 5 flights, I believe, now coming from Canada. Let's invest more in our strengths.
In those. Continue to build on those.
Exactly, and not invest too much or in our weaknesses, and where we don't see a return on investment.
Sure. So perhaps South America or Europe might be too much of an uphill battle at this moment for us.
Especially in terms of direct flights. Most people don't want to have layovers or 2 layovers. So let's focus more on our strengths and not our weaknesses.
And what about our product offering? Do we need to diversify what we're offering, or is sea, sand, and sun enough?
Well, based on the information, based on the last FCA conference, they said they gave the answers. They gave the answers to us. They said our tourists are not the tourists of 40 years ago. Our tourists do research now.
Yes.
They go online. They go online before they come to the country. So they want to see something different. They said, I believe the CEO said they don't want to sell. They don't want to see watches anymore. No, you can't sell sea, sand, and sun anymore. So we have to go back and sell culture.
Okay.
I would like to see us preserving old buildings, having cultural tours, and even though it's criticized a lot, the Rainforest Project, I kind of understand why they did it.
Sure. I can see both sides of that scale. Definitely.
I can see both sides. It's touchy for me because I would love to preserve it, but I understand the idea behind of that.
Sure.
I also believe we could go in the market of sport tourism. That's why I did for this on the Rock. It's proven.
That's interesting, yeah. Well, there's a lot of like the Spartan event and the Tough Mudder. Those are events that I've spoken with others from your camp, let's say, where it would be nice to see St. Martin hosting an international competition on that scale, which would bring a lot of tourism.
And my idea already is that we focus on sports tourism, but in the low season.
Yes.
Look, if you have an event for kids come with who? Their parents.
Of course.
If you have, and this Tough Mudder, the ticket alone, I traveled to other countries.
I know several other guys from here that have traveled for this.
We paid a ticket to play in mud for 5 hours in another country, and we paid a $150 ticket for that.
Just to participate in that.
Just to participate in that.
And these events have gotten huge worldwide.
And we have a beautiful island. People would love to come and do this here.
Of course, we could set up obstacle courses on the beach.
We have to start to diversify our market, and I think that's not being done now. We're so focused on one little project at a time instead of having a long-term plan, a long-term vision for the island.
Thank you so much, Ardwell. I know we could go on and on. I would love to exchange some more ideas with you. I wish you the best of luck come September 26th. Again, he's the number 9 candidate on the National Alliance list. He's a first-time candidate filled with passion and energy. Ardwell, in conclusion, I'd love to give you a few moments just to talk directly to the voters and send them your final message.
If you want proper representation in Parliament or government, if you want somebody that your kids could look up to, if you want somebody that could represent you abroad, someone that understands finance, that understands the economy, that understands the St. Martin's needs, innovative thinkers. If you believe that we need innovative thinkers, then vote for me, Irion Ardwell, National Alliance number 9.